you have opened spreadsheets as well. We hope you have all opened your spreadsheets. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we go what? Beyond year 4. So we hope all of you have arranged your figures there. Let's go, free cash flow. 1 year from now, what will it be? Will it still be 216? Will it still be 216 1 year from now?
No.
It will be 216 multiplied by what?
1.05.
Okay. So because the number is small, I work with 2 decimal places, like that. Synergy. Synergy. Is synergy also increasing because of inflation?
No.
They say no, Okay. There we are. So where was the question here? Because looks like everything was given. Those who tried the question, where was the question? Those who tried the question, where was the question sitting? Okay.
Computing the discount rate.
Yes. And this is what this type of question is all about. Computing a discount rate. And the discount rate that we need here is the work. So let's do a computation for ourselves. Okay. So 1, 2, estimating the work. How to estimate the work, what do you need? What else? What else? And what else? So let's go, the cost of debt, let's put in. It is expected the combined company's cost of debt to be 4.55. So you go, you say, it's 4.55 multiplied by 1 minus T. What is the tax rate in this question? 20%. 20%. That's what we have here. So we go. Cost of equity. Value of debt. Combine the company. The debt to equity is 40/60. 40/60. So equity 60%. Value of debt 40%. Cost of equity, we even know that it's CAPM here. Why? Risk-free and the market risk premium. So you come here, you say, you want to get the cost of equity. Okay, using CAPM. Okay, so want risk-free plus beta Minus. So the risk-free is given RM minus RF, then beta, that's what the problem is. So the risk-free, 2%, premium, 7%. This one, 2%. That one, 7%. This one, that's where the problem is. Okay. So let's go, let's work on that one now. Let's work on that one. It can be assumed that the combined asset beta is a weighted average of M and N asset beta weighted by their current market values. That's exactly what we saw in the other question as well. Isn't it? So you go, my asset beta, okay. So you go to your company, AM and N, market values, we have them. Asset betas, we have them, and we have the combined. Okay, there we go. What are the market values? You pick them here. That one is there. And that one is there. Now you see some of these things with practice. Once you practice, even in the exam, just go and repeat these things. They combine. You say equals this over that, multiplied by that. There equals this over that. This over that, multiplied by that. Okay. So what is asset beta? Now, there's no need for us to ungear because they have been given asset betas. Equity and asset beta. So the asset beta is here. That's what you need. 0.9 and 1.2. 0.9 and 1.2. There we are. We go to asset beta. What do we do from here? Could somebody help? What do we do from here? Asset beta. What do we do from here?
We use it to calculate the cost of equity. Since we have the risk-free rate of return and the premium, so the asset beta is the one we have to consider to calculate the cost of equity.
I'm very happy with your response. It gives us a basis for discussion. Anyone wants to give a further comment?
We use that to now calculate the equity beta.
What is the word? I'm looking for the word. That nice word, what is it called? Regearing. Regear. Why do we have to regear? What's the reason for regearing? Why don't we just use this one? Why don't we just use that one the way it is? Reason? Why can't we use this one? Why can't we take this one, put it here, and use it? What is the reason?
Is it because we're using the free cash flow to firm? So it has to be geared.
Okay. Another reason? Why can't you use the asset beta here? What is the capital structure of the combined company? When the company has been combined, how is the capital structure like?
Debt and equity.
So what do we call such a company?
The geared company.
So when a company is geared, can you use the asset beta?
No.
No. If a company is geared, what beta should we use? We must use what beta? When a company is geared, what beta should we use? Equity beta. Have you followed why we need to re-gear? Let's hope now we have fully followed, and that's the whole idea of doing these questions, so that you master these steps. Okay. Good. So let's re-gear now. How do we re-gear? Let's type in the formula for re-gearing. Let's practice typing in a formula for re-gearing. So all of you,
BA is equal to VE over VE plus VDE minus 1T.
that was too fast for me.
Okay,
The geared beta equals, I take the asset beta or the ungeared beta, then you need to multiply it by what? Value of equity plus value of what? Debt. You must remember to do 1 minus T, like that. Yeah? So you multiply by, so this one, we need to put it together. That one is together, so we put it like that. Then we divide by what? Dankunguru, divide by what?
VE.
Yeah. Okay. Are we all happy with that? Please, this is in every question, this will be the same. It's not different, it will be the same. Okay. So, in our case then, let's go. This is 0.98 multiplied by, let's go. What's the value of equity? 60 plus 40 brackets 0.8. Okay. Then we do that. We divide the whole thing by 1 by 60. At this point now, you can use your calculator. Eh? You know that, eh? Do you all know that? At this point, you're allowed to use your calculator. Once the examiner sees this, you can now use your calculator. Is that okay? So this is now 40 by 0.8, 82 plus 6, 92. So this is equals 92 divided by 60 by 0.98. I have 1.50. Anyone to second that?
Yes, gotten the same.
With this now, you can calculate the cost of equity. So the cost of equity, now we can calculate it. Okay. So it is 2 plus bracket 7 times 1.5. Is that what we are having? So that's 12.5. And so your work is brackets 60% by 4.5 plus 40% by 40% by 3.64. Let's have the answers, please. Can somebody help us with the answer here? $8.96. Are we getting 8.96? Are we getting 8.96?
Yes.
Now you see this computation that you have done, people, you can just adopt it. You can adopt this that every time I have a question, that's the way I'll flow. What you have done, you can say, this is my standard. And certain things we can do upfront, certain things we can do upfront. There we are. Let us now calculate the value beyond. Value beyond. So the value beyond, do you remember? We need to know the rate. So what is the rate after the first 4 years? What's the growth rate? Anyone wants the growth rate?
2.25.
2.25. Okay, so that is the rate we are going to use. That's the rate we are going to use. So what we do is, now that one will be, we should not include the signage. The signage won't be there. So what we must do is we take 262.55 by 1.0225. Okay, so then here you're going to subtract 9% minus
Mr. Perry,
0.25. Yes, sir.
is it not supposed to be 282.55?
Okay, so beyond what have they said about the synergy? What happened to synergy after the phase? Will it continue being enjoyed?
No.
No. So leave it out.
Okay. Also, that's how we just pick the free cash without the image.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. There we are. You all finished there, Mr. Kunguru?
Yes.
You got your answer?
No, it's okay. I'll follow. I was working backwards on the values because I didn't do the question, so I found the same.
Yeah. Fine. So that's the answer. So this value, what do we call it? What do you call this? What do we call this? Hmm?
That's the combined equity value.
So equity is 60% of that. Equity is 60%. Debt is what? Debt is what?
40%.
So that's what you have. Right? There we are. So the combined value, this is the combined value. That's the value which you now bring here. This is the value which you bring here. Are we together? What do we call the difference? What do we call the difference?
The gross gain.
Or we get it? So that's the additional equity value. How is that? Let's go. Comments. Comments. So this is really where we are coming to. This was the whole essence of this exercise. This was the whole essence of this exercise. This is also called maximum acquisition premium. So it means that when these two companies combine, there's an additional value 504. Now, how much of this are we willing to give to N? Because remember, they wanted you to give a comment. So in your comment, you're going to say that this combination gives a maximum value of 504. So all this value can be paid to N. So on top of 480, the maximum premium it can give them is 504. So in terms of the comment, you say, before we discuss the issue of how much premium to offer, this combination is acceptable because it brings an additional value. If these companies operate on their own, 1698, if they combine 2202, there's an additional or synergy of 504 arising from this combination. The benefit now depends on how much of that do we give them. How much of that do we give them? So we can decide how much to give them. What assumptions can invalidate our answer? What are the assumptions that we have made here? Number one, growth will continue at 2.25 in perpetuity. That's a very significant assumption we're making. Number two, the growth over the next 4 years will be 5%. If these figures are not correct, then we are saying that our computation is subject to accuracy of these assumptions. And we're also assuming that M&M theory of ungearing and degearing can be used to ascertain the beta. So you see, marks will be given to you for commenting on those assumptions. Comment on the assumptions. One, growth in perpetuity. That one. Number two, the 4 years growth. The use of M&M theory. The capital structure that we have used. These assumptions are serious assumptions. And if these do not materialize, if these do not materialize, then we are saying that our address may not be correct. Is that okay, people? There's a proposal that you are going to pay. M has offered to acquire N through a mix of offer of one of its shares for 2. 1 for every 2. For every 2 there, I'll give them 1 share. So let's calculate how many shares that will be. So for every 2 of these shares, we'll give them 1. So how many shares are you going to offer? So for every 2 here, we'll give them 1 share. So you divide there. For every 2, give 1. So this divided by that, multiplied by 1, that gives you 100 new shares.
100.
So M will have how many shares? M now will have 210 plus 100. They're going to have 310 shares. Of course, these are millions. That's the number of shares that you're going to have. So let's calculate now the loss paid share. Let's calculate the loss paid share. So come here, it's okay, no problem. If we increase the premium, there's a loss. The loss of 96. Over how many shares? Remember, is 210 plus 200 divided by 2 times 1. So that is 310 shares. So loss per share is 96 divided by 310. That is what you have. So it's a loss of 31 per each share. That's the loss. So if you decide to increase the premium from this figure to that figure, you're going to pay more. And this is 96. This is a loss. Divided by 310, that's at 1. As a percentage of current share, as a percentage of current share, (0.31) divided by, what's the current share price? What's the current share price? Let's pick the current share price. 5.8 over 5.8. So you say 0.31 divided by 5.8. So that's 5%. That's 5%. So that's what it means. Okay. Yeah, the computation may look a difficulty, but pick the principle. But if you had promised to pay 30%, now you're going to pay 50%. You, the one who's buying a company, you're losing because this money is, you know where it's coming from? It's coming from this profit. You are giving out this profit here. That's what it means. All things being equal, if you're taking over a company, you'd rather keep all of that value. How? By making sure you only pay them 480. Now there was a proposal to pay 30%. Now they're saying what happens, pay 50% on top of that. The other part of the question really is a repetition in this question. Estimate the additional funds required if a premium of 50% is paid instead of 30%, and discuss how this premium could be financed. We have already found that the additional amount is 96 million. That's the additional amount. How can they raise this money? Proposals, how can we raise this money?
Through debt.
Okay, they can get some debt, but that is going to raise their gearing, but it's a possibility. But it could borrow additional funds. Okay. Also, what can they do? They can issue more equity to raise the funds. But again, how the shareholders look at it. Another one is currently we can offer more shares. Currently, if we can offer more shares, remember, we are doing 1 for every 2. Maybe we should increase that number of shares. So it's either,
Mr. Piri,
yes, please.
what about a rights issue? Can that be used?
It's a way of raising equity, the rights issue of shares. So
Okay.
we can more cash. The cash can come from debt finance, or the cash can come from issuing shares, or increase the share exchange. What we have to check is the end shareholders. What do they prefer? Most of the shareholders prefer cash. Cash is more preferred. Okay. So the additional amount of money which was needed was 96 million. That is the first. This money, we can use cash, debt, or equity, or we can go for a share exchange. Okay, so that was our question for this evening. I hope we have seen how to work out this type of equation. I hope we have seen how to work out this type of equation.
Yes.
Okay. In our next class, we're going to look at the question involving a PE. But the other question that we gave involves a PE and also calculated intangible value method. When I choose the class, please try the question that we gave you, do it in advance, okay? So that when you come to class, you can spend more time following the deliberations. So try that question. The second question that we gave you, please, you attempt that question.
Sorry, Mr. Piri.
So there are 2 questions on that on the same question paper. If you notice, I sent the questions yesterday. If you check on the forum, that I sent 2 questions yesterday. This one and another one. There are 2 of them. Okay, people, enjoy the rest of your long weekend.
Thank you.